The Black. Oh, maybe we should talk about the Black Keys quickly because
Okay, we can go there. Yeah.
we were just talking about music. We'll make it quick.
Let's do that. Yeah, sure.
They cancelled their tour. Do you know the Black Keys?
The Black Keys.
Yeah.
Yes. They're like I don't want to sound rude here, but it's like the band your parents listen to kind of thing.
Right.
Right?
I suppose my parents don't listen to them, but you just mean in general,
like just they're a bit of an older band, not so relevant these days, but they were big as I
I don't
understand
understand why.
I got it here. Let me.
They fired their management, but I don't understand. I feel like they're not popular. I feel like people would go see them. I wouldn't personally, but
Sorry, I'm just opening it up. So you say you sent me this, and you said we should talk about it. Let's
rip the Black Keys, I suppose.
let's the songs. I'll just let the song finish out. Thanks for the pub vibe, guys. It's been so fun here in the pub, but
We'll be back next week.
yeah, we gotta
Keep the tap going.
we gotta get back to the serious stuff every now and then. But we love having fun. We love having fun here.
Keep the tap going.
Thanks, folks. Okay, so I've got this here. This is the Black Keys, and you've got here the Black Keys seem to be placing the blame on their management team for their now cancelled 2024 tour and the release of their worst performing album in 2 decades. So, can you explain this story? Because you sent this to me.
I just think it's like a bit of a fluke, I suppose.
They fire their managers following their 2024 tour.
I think the first problem was something that I saw was that the venue was too big for an artist like that.
Right.
With respect.
Okay.
I think the venue was too big. I saw the layout for the venue and it was fucking huge.
So they just could not sell the tickets.
There was tons of tickets still available.
Was this for? Oh, okay. I'm definitely gonna blur that out. How the fuck do I get that away?
What the fuck is this?
This is my. Oh my god! Stop.
Oh, is this a recording?
Okay, definitely gonna.
Is this a recording?
Definitely gonna blur that out.
Was that recorded?
No, that was I got a message on Facebook and it
so
showed...
you're actually okay.
Yeah, so
you don't have to bring it back up, but yeah, I just think the
I'll
venue,
make a note of that.
That's okay. I think the venue just was too big, which is fine. I'm not trying to shit. I'm actually not trying to shit on them. I generally think like it sucks. Like I think they fired their management, if I could guess, maybe because they booked them in a again just an arena that was maybe too big for their.
It was the wrong match. Yeah.
Also, they've been a group that have been around for years. It's like, you kind of do expect their new records not to do as well, I suppose.
So, yeah.
But they cancelled the whole thing. I don't know. I've just never heard of a group like that before cancelling their whole... Oh, no, I think...
How big was the tour? Was it worldwide or...
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Sheesh. That's pretty crazy.
And J-Lo cancelled hers as well.
Yeah, that was surprising, although she is going through that divorce with Ben Affleck, so...
Oh, what the fuck?
Maybe she got shit at home to deal with. I don't know.
No, it's that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely like it's easy to like goof on it, I suppose, but it's
the Black Keys thing for what it's worth, from what I've seen, what I would say, and from what you've told me, it sounds like if they're booking the wrong size venues, I think sometimes a management team can want a band or whatever to be the biggest, most profitable property possible, and sometimes you have a band or even a music style that is more fitting to smaller venues,
totes.
Pubs or clubs or that kind of thing,
We'll talk about that just then, like the one-hit wonder kind of thing. Not saying they are, but...
Well, but there's nothing wrong with being a successful, smaller artist. Not every artist has to be like Taylor Swift level of massive stardom. And, my girlfriend Kath went to see a concert last night.
Who was it?
The Drakes. And I believe they're a WA band.
I've heard about them, yeah.
But they just got back from touring elsewhere. I think it was Europe. But she was saying a lot of their gigs when they were over there were smaller gigs,
Yeah, they would be, yeah.
And, they can come here, and because obviously they're from WA, they can get a big crowd. It was at Metro, so
Yeah, I've heard about them actually.
yeah, and I think a band like that, to me, from the music I hear, the style of music, it's like, yeah, that I think is where they're suited, where they play these slightly smaller gigs and venues, and they don't have to, pretend or like cosplay as this massive star. It's like, not every band has to be that. Some bands can embrace being a little bit niche,
I think they bit off more than they can chew. At least management wise.
Yes, and of course the management's going to push for that. But as a band, sometimes you got to say, look, that's not our direction.
I've really been enjoying going to see concerts in like open door area things. I
know what you mean.
I've got 2 more coming up this year where it's like just an open door.
Good vibes,
area. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick. I'm looking forward to them.
I love that, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard. It's also hard for an artist to stay relevant. I think.
Yeah, it's tricky in with
not a lot of people can do it.
If you're not on social media, if you're
No.
not, if you're just doing gigs, you got to have a really, I think, interested fan base to stay relevant in terms of,
Particularly
profitable.
when a lot of people are coming to hear your hits, not like your new album.
Yes.
Which is fine. I don't know. I'm a bit more lenient on that stuff. I know some people don't like it when they play like maybe 6 tracks from their new record.
Yeah, there's always the argument of how many new songs versus the classic hits.
I know,
you gotta play,
and I kind of understand it. Like, I know some people said like Coldplay played too many from their new record, but like I don't know. I've loved to have heard more old stuff, of course. But also, I'm like, hey, like, I think we should respect that they're like, they're on a tour for this album. This is what they feel like they want to perform, and
I think there's also
you got to respect that, I guess.
No one's calling me the biggest Coldplay defender, but
that's true.
In slight defense of Coldplay, they are
bitch,
kind of.
I'm laughing because you big mad.
They are selling like an experience. You know what I mean? You go there and you get to listen to Coldplay with a bunch of fellow Coldplay fans. I think that's part of the experience that they're selling for you to get when you go to see a Coldplay
I can
show,
tell from your browser history that you're on the spectrum.
Thank you. It's. I love that. I love to hear that.
No, it's fine. I think like the best tours I think are like the greatest hits tours because you just hear the greatest hits rather than
of
like
course.
maybe them trying to slip in like a new song or I don't know. I was happy with what Coldplay played. But I listened to their new album and I know a lot of people didn't, and that's fine. Like I totally get why people would be sat there like, I don't know the song because I didn't listen to it.
That's always tricky when you've been a fan in the past, but you want to see them, but you haven't caught up with all of their latest music. I sympathize with that for people who go to concerts, but I guess you also got to understand that they're existing in the modern day. They've got to promote their modern stuff,
Yeah, I've been to 2 like greatest hit tours, and one was Elton, so one was like the final tour he did, and it was just fun because it was just like it literally was like all the hits, like it just was all the hits.
Oh, now see, that's just that's a guaranteed seller. I mean, for Elton John,
it was super cool, man. I feel like I was like, it just didn't feel real. Like it was just super cool. Like
I love that. That's brilliant.
It was the last ever show in Perth as well. I always remember about him, and it generally did seem real. Like I know some people be like, "Oh, he was reading off a script," but like he literally said, like it was like I remember when I first came to Perth, my first show was in like Subiaco, and it didn't seem like he was reading off like a script. It seemed like he actually genuinely cared.
Yeah,
and it was like I remember then I went from here to the Birdswood Bowl, and then I did the RSC Arena. I remember I opened up. He was the first person at the RSC Arena to open up. He did the first show there.
Yeah, okay. So he inaugurated it.
Yeah, so, I think that it was nice. But yeah, the greatest hits tours are always the funnest to go to because you hear all the hits.
You're
the
not
hits.
even dressed up.
I hate when people are like, oh, we're only here for the hits. Like,
yeah, you got to let the artist do their freak. Like,
particularly when when a group is so big, it's almost impossible to fit everyone's like favorite songs into.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the artist, it's up to them to decide what they want to perform. It's not Like,
I have a ton
it's,
of
It's not like there's a request list, when you go to a concert.
dude. There's like a ton of songs on like X and Y from Coldplay that I love. They'll never play them because they hate that album because it's when they like almost broke up as a band. The only song they play from it at their shows is "Fix You." Is that a clown sound?
Yeah, that's a
It's like, yeah, I would love to hear like Speed of Sound or something.
yeah.
Or Talk from X and Y, but they're not going to play it.
Yeah.
And you just got to fucking deal with it, lad.
When they released their like, how long they been a band? 20.
Oh,
20
Jesus
years, 25.
Christ.
When-
I think Parachutes came out in like 2000.
Wait for their like 25-year or 30-year. You know what I mean? That's when you get the hits tour, I guess.
Oh, I love the. It's also super special to see like a final tour, like the final.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Me hearing Rocket Man for the second time.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
It's just fun.
Oh, we love it. We
It's
love
so
it.
funny though, because I remember like seeing Hilltop Hoods like I think 3 times, and it's funny. It's similar to like an old stand-up comedian where like it's like the same routine on every like
You can see the
stand-up
similarities,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, like they're doing like press and they tell the same jokes on different shows, but it's the same like
yeah.
it's the same tour, the same press tour. It's funny, like the Hilltop Hoods, they're super talented and they're really good, but like I feel like it's the same show every time. Like they literally do the same bits.
It's
And
in a way
surely
they know it works. So
yeah,
they're like,
surely
why?
they know
Yeah.
people are in the audience from the last one. They always do this bit. They're like, "Who's never been to a Hilltop Hood show before?" And they're like, "Well, this is called the nosebleed section, and we're going to dedicate it to you." I've seen that been done like 3 times now.
Well, there's always new people at every show.
It's
I
just
don't know.
super boomer though, isn't it? It's like,
It is kind of a old
well, it
school.
works.
Yeah,
So why don't we just?
we know it works.
But it's just like, come on, like,
Yeah.
why keep doing it?
They
It's
call
like
them
you've done
dumps,
it.
big massive dumps.
You've got dumps.
Yeah.
They call them dumps, big massive dumps.
Yeah, that's right.
They call them dumps, folks.
I'm saying when an artist does a set, you've heard 100 times, it's a dump.
You kind of get what you pay for. There's some artists I will go to see every time they come back.
There's some artists are talented based on what they can do that you just want to see them perform, and that's
exactly.
great.
Like there's always artists I've seen several artists like a few times, and I definitely always go back because it's a good night out.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like you said, they're talented enough to put on a good show, and it's like worth the money. And I like going out, and I like seeing shit live. It's fun.
No,
I like getting
agree.
drunk and singing with everybody. It's just a good vibe. Like, yeah,
Who doesn't love a good night out on the town?
yeah.